Hey Jeff, I have a question. Why is this called the Crescent Girl Pageant anyway?
Well, that's a good question, Jen. The answer is really quite simple.
Well, why is it?
Oh, so you wanted me to explain?
Yeah, that's my next question.
All right. Well, in Lambda Chi, one of the symbols that define that we believe is the crucifix, the cross and the crescent. The crescent has always been a symbol synonymous with femininity and the majesty of a woman. Besides the obvious, though, our creed describes the crescent as something pure, high, and ever-growing. That lady that Lambda Chi seek is someone who is pure in virtue, high in ambition, and always trying to grow into a better person for her family and her community.
Well, I think I'm pretty virtuous and majestic and whatever, so you think I'm a pretty good contender?
No. Sorry, Jen. You're my co-host. I love her. But we want our and that's probably why the talent portion is not like any talent portion. We want our Crescent Girl to be well-spoken and confident individual. So in adapting the Illinois State Pageant, it was decided that the talent portion will be a 1 to 2 minute speech.
So what are these ladies going to be talking about for 1 to 2 minutes?
Anything the girl is willing to talk about in front of all these people.
All 1,000 of them. I hope they heard that behind the curtain. All right, anyway, our first girl tonight is Dassy Rice, the bubbly Alpha Phi Omega. And the title of her speech is You Know Your Greek When.
I'm sure many of you have seen on the internet, late night web surfing, or forwarded in an email, those lists that go something like, you know you're blank when ... Well, my speech is something like that. Since joining my house last fall, there are some things I've noticed that most Greeks have that distinguish them from the rest of the people here in Bradley. Now, I know some of you can come up with a list of negative stereotypes, but I've come up with some positive things that I think everyone here will appreciate. So, without further ado, you know you're Greek when you walk around giving snaps instead of clapping for people. When your most stressful week isn't finals week, but Greek week. When you know that, despite what people say, you could never buy friends as good as your brothers or sisters. When you own enough t-shirts from Greek events to clothe an entire developing nation. Or for girls, when 20 guys showing up at your door to sing to you isn't really that out of the ordinary. When some people you've known for less than a year are as close to you as some of your real siblings. When you recognize symbols in math from the Greek alphabet you had to memorize from your new member education period. When you use abbreviations for anything and everything. When you take part in not only your house's philanthropy, but other houses' projects too, because you realize what a great cause each of them really are. When you talk to people, you find yourself having to differentiate between your mom's and your dad's, biological and pledge. When seeing a box on move-in day marked Geyser 90-something, you almost want to cry. And when you know your Tuesday nights are always booked. But probably most importantly, you know your Greek when. You share the bond with people in your house that runs deeper than anyone looking from the outside in could ever understand. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dassy. That was a lovely speech, right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah!
Okay. Our next Crescent Girl hopeful will be Liz Bainey of Gamma Phi Beta with her speech called My Favorite Hobby.
Okay, so I have a lot of passions in life. Sorry. I'm very passionate about my friends and my family, my Gamma Phi sisters. I also love my major, which is biology. I like to paint, but one of the things that I'm most passionate about in life is napping. I love to nap. After meals, after classes, after waking up, just nap. They usually range in duration anywhere from about a half an hour to an hour or 2 or 3. It's just the way I re-energize. So I usually get a full 8 hours of sleep a night, but That's only enough to get me through my first round of classes and lunch. And then it's nap time again. So, sorry, I'm completely blanking right now. My mom used to worry about how much I sleep so much, but there is justification for it. See, I run in such high amounts of energy for such long periods of time that I burn out really fast. So I have to re-energize by napping. It just puts me in a better mood and gets me ready for the rest of the day. So, the next time you're really busy and you think you have so much to do, just remember me and how I'm probably napping at the time. And consider taking a power nap yourself.
Thanks, Liz. That makes me think, I like napping too, and that must mean Liz and I have a lot in common. And backstage, we just found out we both work at Mexican restaurants. Get your enchiladas from me and Liz. Right. Our next speech right now is Vanessa Carenza, and it's titled
Question mark.
The Wonderful Life of Vanessa Carenza.
Good evening, everyone. Do you know what I hate?
Me.
Science. And it's not because I'm taking a really hard chemistry class and I hate my teacher. No, no, no. I hate science because it creates technology. And it's all good fun and games when you're creating nanotrons or playing with your Tamagotchi, but one day, you're gonna be walking down the street with your boyfriend, who you thought loved you, and some street vendor's gonna approach him and say, "Hey, do you wanna buy an iPhone?" And when he realizes he doesn't have any money, he's gonna say, "Take the girl." So when you're stuck in some street vendor's basement, you're gonna hate science too. But then I realized technology is a little more scarier than I thought. According to the book, Make to Break, author Isles Gaze explains that iPhones, Macs, laptops, Blackberries are actually made to break to make us buy the new shiny electronic product. For example, computers and TV processors actually contain from 4 to 8 pounds of lead, which actually lead into our environment, polluting our soil and water, which we drink. Yeah, gross. The problem is there is no manner in which for us to actually get rid of our electronic waste. So that's what my speech is about today. The problems with electronic waste are many. For example, internationally, China has extreme levels of barium, chromium, and tin, much higher than the actual standards of the US. And therefore, here's a little hint, government. Barium clouds? Travel. Yeah. So, actually, it's affecting us in a very much harsher way. Next, what are the actual causes of e-waste? Well, first off, there is no federal or state government that actually has an e-waste disposable product. The problem is exactly that. Our government doesn't care enough, and so it's actually up to us as the consumers to kind of fight against that. And I know you're all thinking, oh, Vanessa, e-waste, such a little small thing. No, no, guys, it really is hurting our environment. We really need to care about it. Go green! Go green? No? Okay then. Not a green environment.
Go green.
It's all right, guys. Well, that's what my speech is about. Going green and actually caring about our environment, making sure that us as consumers are aware of the actual problems in our society, and making the government actually care. But since they're not caring right now, it's up to us as the consumers to actually copy Xerox and HP recycling programs and actually implement them into Bradley University. And we kind of have it a little bit, which is good. We're in the right process. But actually caring about it with the sororities, with the fraternities, and actually trying to install an e-waste recycling program because it's very harmful to our environment. So, go green, recycle, and be happy.
Speaking of going green, why don't we all buy those reusable shopping bags that everyone's getting at Kroger and Walmart? It seems all the rage.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
All the cool kids do it.
Okay.